Hello, PE 188 boxing. All right, welcome. We're in week 2, workout number 1. So, a couple of things I want to go over for safety. One is that you never want to lock out your joints. You want the muscles around those joints active. If you lock them out, the muscles stop and it becomes can become harmful when we're doing some of the lifting that we're doing. Okay, so your knees, I'll say your legs are straight, but your knees are soft. Do not lock them into the back. Make sure that they stay soft. Don't press in. That goes for your any of your joints. You're going to want to make sure that they might be straight, but you don't want them locked out. Okay. The second thing is you should have some water. I have my water down here on the floor. The other thing that I recommend is I recommend some music. Everything is better with music. I would put music into the video, but because they're so long, in order to download them, I have to download them to YouTube first. And YouTube took some of my stuff and said that there's copyright infringements, and I wasn't able to post. So I learned a little something. Anyway, so I recommend that you have some music because it'll make it that much more enjoyable. Okay. The other thing is, in the first module that you did, it said what you could expect, kind of like an overview. And one of the things they had in there is you should have medium, light, and heavy weight. And so I'm going to use my heavy weight is going to be 10 pounds today. My medium weight is going to be 8 pounds. My light weight is going to be 5. If you're new to exercise, maybe you got 3 to 5 for light, maybe 5 to 8 for medium, and then maybe like 8 to 10 for the heavy. If you've been doing it for a while, you can lift a little heavier. But one of the things that we're going to do is HIIT style workout. And that HIIT style workout is going to be 45 seconds of activity and then a 15-second rest. So again, before we begin, what I'd like to do is I'd like to teach you how to use your heart rate so that you know that you're working out and that you're doing something great for your body. So those of you that are kinesiology majors, and there's a few kinesiology majors in the class, so welcome. You know the magic number, 220. 220 minus age equals max. You're going to want, if you're a kinesiology major, you're going to want to memorize that number. So if you're not a kinesiology major, the magic number is 220. 220 minus your age equals your max. If I was 20 years old, I'm not, it's just an easy number to use. I would go 220 minus 20 equals 200. If I was working out from 60 to 80% of that max heart rate, 60% would be 120, 70% would be 140, and 80% would be 160. Now, what am I talking about? Some of you have fancy watches. My watch is not that fancy. You can monitor your heart rate right on your watch. For those of us that can't, what I want you to realize is that your heart rate is linked to your breath rate. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and find your pulse. Use your fingers. Once you have that, I'm going to tell you to count, and then I'm going to tell you to stop. Ready? Count. Stop. All right, we did that for 6 seconds. So in order to get the full minute, we're going to multiply it by 10. So the easiest way to multiply by 10 is add a 0. If you were at 60, if you were at 6 or 7, you're at 60. If you're at 7, it's 70. So that's about where the resting heart rate would be. Okay. Now what I want you to do is just nice and easy. You're going to jog in place. Ready, go. All right, go ahead, stop, find your pulse. Ready, count. Six. All right, it should be higher than you're resting because we started to do a little activity. We put the heart under a little bit of stress. It will respond to that stress by elevating. So maybe you got to 10, maybe 11, some of you maybe 12. So now you're starting to get, if you got to 12 and you're around the age of 20, you're at about 60% of your max heart rate. This time what I'd like you to do is I want you to do jumping jacks, and I want you to do jumping jacks as fast as you can. Go. Really move your arms. Faster, come on. All right, go ahead, stop. Find your pulse. Count. Stop. Okay, so that should be the highest. All right. And what you should notice is when you're at a resting heart rate, you barely even noticed you were breathing. When we did the first one where you're just lightly jogging in place, it might have elevated, your breath rate might have elevated a little bit. But that last one where we're doing jumping jacks should have elevated even more. So that you don't have to keep stopping and looking to see where you are. You should know what breath rate you're at, where you are as far as your heart rate. That'll help you out in training. Make sure that you're always training within 60, which is a little low, to 80%, which is probably right around where you want to be, around 75, 80% of your max heart rate when you're training. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to warm up. We're going to continue jogging. Ready, go. Keep jogging. All right, skipping in place. All right, high knees on a march. Bring your knees up above your waist. Here we go, high knees on a jog. Ready, go. Keep bringing the knees up. That's it, keep going, keep going. Right into leg curls. So you're bringing your heels up to your glutes. All right, we're gonna bring this to a jog, ready, go. Keep bringing the heels to the glutes. Nice and easy slide. Just in the space you have. Karaoke. All right, you're gonna walk on your toes. And then walk back on your heels, pointing your toes up. So the other thing with the videos, two workouts are gonna be posted each week. I want you to do the video in its entirety. That's how it's meant to be. We would have been in class, and then you would have done everything all at once, like back to back. It's sequenced, using the timer so that you're working out at the same time with the video. All right, go ahead and get a drink. You're gonna get your medium weight, and we're gonna start the HIIT workout. I'm gonna go ahead and switch timers. All right, so 45 seconds of work, 15-second rest. Now, if during the workout you need to go ahead and get a drink, do it during the rest, do it during the 15-second rest. So the idea is we're gonna elevate our heart rate, and then it's gonna start to drop back down, and then we're gonna elevate our heart rate again, then it's gonna start to drop back down, then we're gonna elevate it again. Today what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 sets of the weights. We're gonna put in a plyo, and we're gonna put in a core, okay? And we'll just keep going through a series. The first thing we're gonna do is it's kind of a stretch workout also. I always usually start with it, so you're gonna get used to it. So we're gonna bend and then reach. So go ahead and get those medium weights. Now remember, legs are straight, knees are soft, ready, and go. Starting the HIIT workout portion of our boxing workout. There we go, bend and reach. So it's a stretch the back of the legs, keep the back nice and flat. Arms up. You can see I'm lining the weights up with my shoulders. So the head of the weight over the shoulder, and then just pressing up. Again, not locking out my arms when I press up. My knees aren't locked out right now. My back is flat, stabilized. My core is engaged. Keep it up. Go ahead and get the weights out of your hands for the 15 seconds. Again, here, if you needed a drink, would be a good time during the rest. Heart rate is kind of settling back down. All right, ready? Same exercise, same exercise. So the stance, feet are a little bit like maybe just a smidge further than hip width apart. Weight comes up to the shoulder and presses up to the sky. Bend, and then reach. Good. Now again, as long as you can keep good form, you can go as quick as you'd like. So in this type of a workout, in a HIIT style workout, we're not working with as much weight as we could lift. Because we have to do so many repetitions, the weight is usually a little bit lighter. All right, go ahead and set those down. We're going to use 3 different plyos today. The first one we're going to use is that jog in place. So we did it in the warm-up. This time though, we're going to want to keep the heart rate up a little bit more. Ready, go. All right, move into the mat. Your knees are going to be bent. So here's our 15-second rest. Okay, so knees are bent. We're going to do heel touches. So you're going to come up into a crunch and then roll side to side, touching your heels. Go. All right, come on back up. I'm going to get heavier weight, but if you want to stay with your medium weight, that's fine. We're going to do a deadlift. So very similar to what we just did. Legs a little further than hip width apart. You're going to go down. This time, keeping your back nice and flat, you're going to come up, push your hips forward. Down, back's nice and flat. Look up. Look up so you keep that back nice and flat. Good. Now, you should think about good posture. Okay, so my legs are straight, but those knees are soft. When I come up, I stabilize with my core. I try to relax my shoulders back and down, standing up nice and tall. Good. Go ahead and set the weights down. Second set, ready? Same exercise, go. Go ahead and set the weights down. Now this time we're going to do simulated jump rope. I love simulated jump rope. You never mess up. Ready, go. Make sure you pretend that you're turning the rope, jump over it when it gets down to the bottom. So you're using your arms and your legs, total body right here. Get that heart rate back up. Now again, those of you that are a little bit more fit, challenge yourself. Try to go faster on the jump rope. All right, this time we're still gonna be on the floor, on our back, with our knees bent, but this time we're gonna do reach throughs. So we're gonna come up into a crunch and reach through our legs. So our knees are further apart. Go. All right, go ahead and come up. I'm going to use medium weights, but we're going to do bicep curls. So if you want to use a little bit heavier of a weight, that's perfect. We're going to do hammer curls. So when the weight comes up, the bar is flat in your hand. So it's almost like you're sticking the bottom of it up. Okay, again, you want to stabilize. So my knees are soft. My knees are actually slightly bent. My tail is tucked just a little bit, so my back is flat. And I have my core engaged, so I'm not swinging the weights. I'm really stable when I'm doing the activity. And I'm trying to isolate just the bicep. Just the bicep. Go ahead and set them down. It's just a good idea to get the weights out of your hands for a second. If you want to stand there and hold them, you can, but this is your rest. All right, second set. Ready? Go. So as long as you have good form, you can pick up the pace. Trying to get as many reps as you can in the 45 seconds of the activity. All right, go ahead and set them down. Okay, this time you're going to start with your feet in. You're going to go out, out, in, out, out, in. So like there's a line right here. You're starting in, out, in, or in, out. However you want to think about it. So you're picking up your feet. Try to move them quick. Good footwork is the key to boxing. All right, we're gonna hold plank. So here's where your arms should be. Your body should be nice and flat. Come up, nice and flat. Shouldn't be sagging, no teepees, body nice and flat. All right, come on back up. All right, you're gonna get one heavy weight. We're gonna do sumo squats. So your feet are pretty far apart. Your toes are pointed to the corners of the rooms. You have one weight, it's in the middle. You're gonna hinge at the knees, keeping the back straight. Sumo squats. Again, when I come up, I'm not locking my knees out, keeping them bent. Go ahead, set them down. Again, rest is a good time to get a drink, stay hydrated. Same thing, wide stance, sumo squats. Okay, so going back to jog in place as our plyo. Ready? We'll start early, go. Again, get that heart rate back up. All right, now we're gonna go back to heel touches. So go ahead and have that seat on the ground. Bend the knees. This one, you keep the knees together. And reaching side to side, working the obliques. Go. Come back up. We're going to go ahead and get one heavy weight. We're going to do tricep extensions. Be really careful because you're going to bring the weight behind your head. You're going to keep your elbows in close to your head, and you're going to press up. The weight goes down the middle of your back. So just giving you different views. Now the front view. Again, stabilizing with the core. Knees are slightly bent. Back is nice and flat. Work on your posture at the same time. Okay, now lift the weight up, bring it to your chest, and then roll it down. Okay, don't wrench the weight over your head. Nice and easy. Same exercise. Back behind, pressing up. Keep those elbows in as close as you can to your head. Really isolating the muscle of the tricep, the back part of your arm, back part of the upper arm. Okay, come to the front. Again, roll it down. All right, simulated jump rope. Here we go. Ready, begin. All right, good job. This time, reach throughs. Ready, go. All right, come on up. Okay, get your medium weight. We're going to do a frog squat to press up. Ready, go frog squat, press up. Frog squat, press up. Back stays flat, drop the hips. Ready, keep going. That's it, good work, good work. Keep it up. All right, drop the weight. Should be feeling it now. Ready. Second set, go. Go ahead, put the weights down. In, out, or out, in, ready, go. All right, holding plank. Ready, go. All right, come up. Go ahead and get medium weight. We're gonna do front raises just to your shoulder, alternating. Ready, go. Just to your shoulder. Again, stabilizing with your core. All right, go ahead and set them down for a second. Same thing, ready, go. All right, go ahead and set them down. Plyo, jog in place. Go. Heel touches. Ready, go. All right, come on up. One heavy weight. You're gonna hold it into the middle. You're gonna lunge out to the right. You're gonna bring that right knee up. So lunging out to the right, bend that knee up. Ready, go. Go ahead and set the weight down. We're gonna do the other side next. Same thing. This time lunging out to the other side. Go. Bring that knee up. All right. Our plyo, simulated jump rope. Ready, go. All right, reach throughs. Ready, Go. All right, come on up. You're gonna get lightweight. We're gonna do goalposts. So you're gonna hold your elbows out to the side, and then you're gonna rotate at your shoulders, down and up. Go. So give you a side view. Just comes flat to the shoulder, and then back up over the shoulder. Goalposts. You're not reaching back, just straight up to the shoulder. Go ahead, set them down for a second. Ready, go. All right, go ahead, set them down. In, out, out. Ready, go. All right, plank. Ready. All right, last workout with weight. You're gonna get one heavy weight. We're gonna do skips. This is core right here. Start it on the front, and then you're just gonna kind of shuffle and switch the weight. Here's one of the times that it's okay to swing the weight. You want to swing it in back behind you. Really rotate. All right, go ahead, set it down. Go. All right, our finisher today. Our finisher is going to be light finisher, light finisher. We're going to do jumping jacks. This is total body workout. We did a couple of them earlier. So we're going to finish within 45 seconds. Ready? Go. Got heart rate going? Nice job. Good job. Virtual high fives. Yay. All right. So go ahead and get a quick drink. We'll transition into boxing. All right. Turn this off. Okay. All right. So boxing. All right. First thing, stance. So if you're right-handed, your left foot is going to be slightly forward and your right foot's going to be back. Okay, so just slight. Okay, nothing too major. I'll show you from the side as well. Nothing too major. I don't want to do anything where I'm like this because my best punch, because I'm right-handed, is my right hand. It's called the cross, right? If it's over here, it can't really, even if I pivot, can't really get much power, much reach out of it. So that's why it's more of a closed stance and you want to be comfortable, okay? So your knees are going to be bent. You're going to tuck your tail just a little bit. You're going to relax your shoulders back and down. You're going to drop your chin just slightly. You don't want to look down at the ground, but you're going to drop it just slightly. That becomes important because then your shoulders can protect your chin, okay? And then you're going to come right up, knuckles to eyebrows out to the side. Textbook, okay? Textbook, keeping your guard up. Nice and balanced. I want to be nice and balanced, okay? If I'm left-handed, my right foot then is going to be slightly forward. Same kind of a thing. Right foot then becomes slightly forward. The left foot is back. Again, not too far back, okay? And it's not exactly like a totally closed stance, although you will see some boxers that go ahead and do that, right? Okay. You'll also see some boxers that will have a wider stance, but like I said, you're really starting to shorten your best punch, okay? So I'm looking at that. I tuck the tail slightly. I keep my back nice and flat. I relax the shoulders back and down. I drop the chin slightly. then my knuckles to my eyebrows out to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to switch back to right-handed. Right-handed, your jab, or what we would call one, is going to be your non-dominant hand, your left hand. When I punch, okay, when I punch, if I'm coming right at your face, I'm punching here. You see how high my shoulder is because my chin's dropped. You wouldn't be able to hook, hopefully, to my face. All right. So from here, in the stance, when you jab, your footwork is going to be to lean. Okay, lean and punch. Now, we talked about not locking out our joints at the beginning of the class for the HIIT workout, but it's just as important in boxing. So I don't want to reach like this and then hit a bag or hit a person because my arm is totally locked out. That's going to cause some damage. So I want to make sure that that's bent. So as I come in, I kind of call your jab your curb finder as well, right? So if I can't reach you, I know that I have to get closer, right? So if I'm here, I don't want to extend out and then lean, okay? But I do want to lean, okay? So that's the jab. Now, going back to the person that's left-handed, your jab is going to be your right hand. So now I'm switching my stance. And again, it's just going to be a lean and boom. Keep that elbow bent, boom, boom. Okay, now, really important. If we were even in class, we wouldn't start working with the gloves right away because I want to make sure that you're making good contact. And good contact is your wrist is nice and straight. It's not bent down. It's not bent sideways. It's not bent any kind of way. Okay, it's nice and straight. And I'm leading with this flat part and these two knuckles. So if I'm hitting with these knuckles right here, my hand is twisted and my wrist is twisted. So if I hit it hard enough, I could damage the wrist. So you want to make sure that that's straight, okay? So jab is lean, boom, okay? If it was lower, I might just come in here like this, but I'm still leading with this part and still right here. Now, to be honest, if it was a street fight, I would risk hurting my wrist just a little bit, and I would tilt it so that I was hitting you actually with my knuckles. So it would be like this instead of like that. Why would I do that? Because it's a small surface area, pounds per square inch, more pressure, it's going to cause more damage. So if it was, if it was a matter of safety, then I'd risk my own safety a little bit to try to cause more damage, okay? But really wanting to hit with the flat part. Now I'm going to back it up just a little bit. I don't want to use the mat, so I'm going to get rid of my mat. All right, so I'm right-handed, so I'm in a right-handed stance. I'm going to lean, jab, pivot, punch, okay? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to transfer the energy from my legs through my hips into my arms, okay? So lean, pivot, punch, jab, cross, jab, cross. Now, you saw I pivoted off of my left foot. Textbook is to lean, but when you're doing combinations, you're just going to start pivoting off of both feet. When I pivot, okay, I'm coming through. So I'm leading with the hip here. I'm not coming up. Do you see if I come up, where's my power going? My power is going up and out through the top of my head. But if I pivot with my hip at the target, boom, it's going to be powerful, right? So working on jab, cross. All right, for my left-handed people, you're going to switch your stance. So for you, it's going to be lean, pivot, lean, pivot. And then, like I said, you're just going to, if you're doing combinations, you're just going to start pivoting and pivoting because that's where your power is. So really getting the idea of coil, uncoil. So I'm going to go back to right, okay? So your non-dominant is coil, your dominant, uncoil. So coming through really like snapping into it. So boom, 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 boom. All right, so that's jab, cross, jab, cross. Those are also, jab is 1, cross is 2. They're only done with the non-dominant is the jab, the dominant is the cross, 1 is the jab, 2 is the cross. So if I was just calling out numbers to you and I said, all right, your combination is going to be 1, 1, 2, you would know It's 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. That would be that combination. If I said it's 1, 2, 1, 2, you would know that it would go 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to use a mirror. Don't ever punch a mirror, okay? But I want you to use a mirror after we're done right now. So you have homework already. I want you to use a mirror and I want you to just lean, pivot, lean, pivot. Make sure you're checking out a couple of things. Make sure you're not locking out your arms. Make sure you're not overreaching, okay? Make sure that you're doing pivots, that it's not just here, 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 here. Make sure that you're using your legs in combination with your hips. You know, Happy Gilmore, it's all in the hips, right? It is all in the hips in boxing. The faster you can move your hips, the faster you can move your hands. All right. We have gone over quite a few things today. One was heart rate, okay? What I did is I took a fraction of a minute and multiplied it to get the rest of the number. You could take a whole minute. You could just, have a count your pulse for a whole minute. You could do 30 seconds multiplied by 2. You could do 15 seconds multiplied by 4. You could do 10 seconds multiplied by 6, or what we did, which was 6 seconds, and we multiplied it by 10. The magic number that you need to remember, 220 minus age equals your max. And then training heart rate zones of 60, 70, and 80%. That actually winds up on the final, so hopefully you're paying attention today. We'll review it again later on, but that's going to be on the final. Now, what we didn't talk about, we did talk about how heart rate is linked to breath rate, but what we didn't talk about is, well, how could you affect it? Well, one of the things that I did, you'll notice, is I said do something faster, right? So you hadn't done anything. We took your heart rate. We got probably what was close to your resting heart rate, unless you've been doing a lot of activity earlier today, or if you had, sometimes if you have a lot of coffee, sometimes it can accelerate it. But so we took kind of a resting heart rate. And then I told you to go ahead and jog in place. So what did I do? I changed the speed, the rate that you were doing it, and that affected your heart rate. When I told you to do jumping jacks, I asked you to do them fast, and we were using more of your body. So that affected it even more, okay? So rate is one of the things that could affect it, so telling you to do something faster. The other thing is load. I could tell you to lift more weight, heavier weight. Instead of 10 pounds as your heavy weight, 20 pounds as your heavy weight. And now with that increase in the load is going to make the heart work a little bit harder. So those two things can affect the heart rate. So if you have a heart rate monitor and you have it set so that you can kind of see it, or you're monitoring it and you're not quite in your zone, you got to do it a little bit faster, or you got to increase the load or increase the weights. All right, so you're kind of in charge, and that's kind of like the greatest thing ever, is you're your own personal trainer. Okay, then we went over stance. Stance is very important, and you want to be balanced in your stance. I have a game for you. If you have a brother or a sister maybe that you're living with, or maybe a parent could get involved in it. The game is a balance game. You line up across from the person, and whoever's the shortest, you use their arm length. So if somebody was in front of me, I would just put my hands on their shoulders. Then your hands come out, okay? You want to balance, and you want to try to push the other person over or unbalance them, okay? But you're working on your balance. One of the things that is a key to balance, and I usually like to play this game in the class, is you want to drop or lower your center of gravity, okay? So lowering your center of gravity, bending your legs when you're doing it is going to give you more stability, and the ability, if you're on the balls of your feet, is going to give you the ability to move. We'll do some more footwork later on in the class. So we went over stance. We went over keeping your guard up. That's one of the most important things, and it's one of the hardest things to do as a beginner, because as we get tired, our hands start to fall down. I told you textbook because textbook is knuckles to eyebrows out to the side so that you can see what's in front of you, okay? And then today we just worked on the jab and the cross, but there are two of the critical punches that you're gonna learn in the class. There's 2 more punches to learn. Well, really technically 4, because the next 2 we're going to do with both our non-dominant and dominant. So just for right now, the combinations that you would be doing would be 1, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2. Use that mirror, check out your technique. We're going to go ahead and cool down. So we'll stretch because you're probably already cooled down because you've been listening to me talk. All right. Soles of the feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your chest to your toes. Try to keep your knees out to the sides. All right, go ahead and roll out to your side. You're going to leave one leg straight, bring the knee in, keep your knees even with each other. All right, roll to the other side. Same stretch, keeping those knees even. All right, right ankle above left knee. Bring that left leg in towards you. This is a high hamstring stretch. It should feel really good. Switch. All right, go ahead and stretch out your calf. So you're going to leave one leg straight and back, pushing that heel into the ground. Go ahead, switch. Go ahead, come all the way up, arm across. All right, go ahead, switch. Arm behind. Go ahead, switch. All right. Find like a wall or a door jamb. You're going to put your arm shoulder level and then rotate away from it, kind of stretching out the pectoral muscle. Other side. All right. Week 2, workout 1, and done. Good job. Another high five.